Hey guys, welcome to another week of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week's events, we have Pet Battles as the weekly. Time Walking BC will be going on. PvP Brawl is going to be Deep Wind Dunk, and Wintervale is still going on. It just recently started a few days ago. There's a bunch of stuff you can collect. I'm not going to go too much into it because I did cover that in last week's video. The only thing I will mention in this one is that it does look like, in last week's video, I wasn't totally sure yet how we were getting the Drake customization. We did get confirmation on that for this week, and how you get it is through the Grinch quest. It's Horde gets that quest in Orgrimmar. Alliance can get it in Ironforge. You can also just go out to Hillsbred Foothills and collect it off a snowman out there. The best way to guide you through this one would be just to link you the video I did yesterday. So definitely, if you're interested in more details on that, at the end of this video, that video will be linked. And yeah, there really wasn't anything that we didn't already know that showed up. So there was no secrets yet. And we even know the December 25th gift. So I really don't think there's going to be anything that just kind of surprises us. But we'll see if that happens. It will be when we have access to the tree. For those that are kind of new to the event, you confirm these items, but also on December 25th, you go to the Christmas tree. There'll be gifts under there. You can loot a bunch of gifts, and there's going to be 2 freebies that are new this year. And yeah, so that is the weekly events that are going on. Okay, so starting with some retail news. So the first piece of news is this blue post that Blizzard put out regarding some changes to the Season 3 PvP rating gap for Solo Shuffle. Next up, there's this Incandescent Essence. It is a helm enchant, and it is now available. There's some role-specific effects on it. And you get it from completing the Power of Dreams quest, which I totally forgot about until now. So, yeah. Yeah, that's how much I care about the new content. But, that is how you get it. So if you're after that item, yeah. We've had some new trading post items that were data mined. So here we have the Tabard of Wild Might. And this is the heavily stitched wallet. High Lord's ceremonial drape, as well as the orange sleeve shirt. And that's it. For sure, that would be a 2024 item. We're already in the last trading post of the year, which brings us to our next topic, which is the Burden of Unrelenting Justice Transmog set. So for those that need a little reminder, because it's been a hot minute since we talked about this, 11 months ago to be precise. But Burden of Unrelenting Justice is a Transmog set that you get after completing 12 months. Not just 12 months of the trading post, but 12 months of completing your monthly taskbar. So just you purchasing doesn't complete it. It has to be that taskbar that you 100% completed to ignite those points. You should see it in your achievements. It should be showing 11 over 12 or 12 over 12 if you're done the December, trading post. Although we did get the first trading post in February. Yeah, so we should be at 10 over 12 actually, around there. realistically, you should complete it next month for the next month's trading post. Also worth noting that this doesn't have to be 12 months in a row, so if you missed a few months of the trading post, that's not a biggie. It will keep going, and whenever you hit the 12th month, you'll get the item. And maybe you remember the mount we got. It was like the first mount for February, and it changed colors depending on day or night. So that is how this Transmog set's gonna work. That's why you see two different versions of it. So it will be based on the day-night cycle. And there's been a little commotion with this because, well, I think this was the same issue with the mount, but I guess people have maybe been a little more vocal about it with the Transmog set this time around. But a lot of people are a little upset that they can't choose the color, that there's, you know, a rotation here. So it sounds like you will just get 2 Transmog sets from what I'm reading so far, but there's still like a month or 2 before we'd receive this, so they might change their ways along the way. But it does sound like they're just going to hand you out the 2 different color variants, and then you just wear whatever one you want to wear. Me personally, I like the day-night cycle. I always thought that was cool. It made me look forward to, like with the mount that we got, I always looked forward to using it at a certain time. And then like a lot of the time I'd be on when the color shifts. And that always kind of like excited me to see the shift happen. But I guess that's just me. But I guess if you have a set Transmog and you don't want it messed up. Okay, so that is basically it for retail news. So I've got some classic news for you guys. Season of Discovery shared their numbers. So, you know, as of a few days ago, 4.5 million characters have been created over there. So, you know, we all knew that Season of Discovery has been pretty popular. So I'm not surprised. Especially since most people have created, like, you know, technically I have 4 characters created and none are level 25. So, you know, yeah, most people create more than 1 character, I would think. There's been some hotfixes. So here's some hunter hotfixes as well as some changes for Black Fathom Deeps. Also, just for those that are maybe interested, just a little side note, but this is the tier list for hunter pets. I was really kind of happy to see Scorpid as an A because back in like vanilla days, 2004, I had made a hunter who I still have to this day. My first character was my druid, but I had made some other characters along the way. And the hunter was one of them. And I was such a hunter noob back then. I didn't even get a pet till level 40. From 1 to 40, I was like, I basically was playing a lone wolf before lone wolf became a thing with hunters. Yeah. And that is probably why I consider hunters so easy, because back then I had done this like 1 to 40 with no pet, right? But my first pet I had got was when I went out to Gadgetson and I was leveling out there. And there were Scorpids around, and that was the first one I tamed, and I was loyal to the Scorpid to this day. I still use the Scorpid as my main pet. So it's kind of cool to see that it's, you know, it's not the best tier, but it's the second best, you know? It's not a bad tier. So kind of cool to see it, you know, in a decent, you know. Granted, this is a Season of Discovery tier, but, you know, it wouldn't be too far off. I'm gonna see what they say about the Scorpid. With the recent changes to hunters and pet abilities such as Scorpid Poison being reworked and no longer having an immediate and insane burst damage, and instead having a ramp-up time with the final 5 stacks producing the high amount of damage, Scorpid is now dropped into the A tier. Oh yeah, that was the tier it was in. Never mind. Okay. Scorpid will still be somewhat viable, but by no means is it an absolute must or requirement now to run this pet to do the most damage. Very cool. Like I said, you know, back in the early days when, you know, at that time it was too early for like a lot of guides to be out, and I didn't look at guides back then anyway. You know, that was my first pet. Yeah. And nowadays, it's, you know, like in retail, Scorpid's kind of a crap pet, honestly. But I'm loyal to it because of the hardship I went through, you know, leading up to the pet. Even when they brought in the ability to have like 2 or 3 pets, my main hunter, not my other hunters, because I got a few, but my main hunter, the, you know, first created of all of them, I had never gotten another pet. It was always just the Scorpid. Yeah, that I've got certain characters that are loyal to certain things. And yeah, I think out of loyalty to stuff, the hunters got like the biggest loyalty. Yeah, because I've been playing 19 years. So 19 years is a long time to be loyal to a Scorpid pet and never swapping them out and never bringing in any other pets. That's a long time to, you know, purposely run with one pet for 19 years, you know. But yeah. Let me know in the comment section, guys, if you guys are loyal to anything with your characters. Yeah. So also, Feast of Wintervale has started in Classic. It actually started a day before Retail's Wintervale started, which was a little surprising. Ends at the same time, though, so it will also end January 2nd. Basically, there's not a whole lot to do on the Classic side of things. And this is in Season of Discovery, might I add. You can, you know, grab gifts. But yeah, it's, you know, Season of Discovery is basically vanilla. So, you know, all you can really do is just go check your gifts on December 25th. There isn't really much. There is the Preserved Holly, which they have reworked so that you can use it at level 25, since that's the max in Season of Discovery right now. So there is that. Here's a list of all the other items that you can get, but once again, that would be not obtained until December 25th. So yeah, which is good because that, you know, if you're playing both versions, that gives you time to farm the stuff in retail, because retail has the farm, right? Also, another thing worth noting is that Dark Moon has started to set up again. So this is very much a surprise. So usually the event is like the Monday after the first Friday of the month. So the next planned visit would be January 8th to the 14th. But it looks like we've got a surprise early one, and we are going to see it on December 18th, which is today, because I post these videos on Mondays. So yeah, if you're over in Classic, Season of Discovery, definitely go check it out. There is one major reason to do this, and that is that there's a Dark Moon storage box, and it's a 14-slot bag. And then the last bit of news I have regarding Classic has to do with the Battle for Ashenvale updates. So So there was an update on the 15th, and this is it here. So you can see the battle will now progress about 50% faster than previously, and then there's a rep perk there. And then on the 16th, the following day, this blue post showed up. So this one is all about layering. They had changed it and then they put it back. And yeah, feel free to read the big post if you're interested in it. So that's all the updates I have for you guys regarding Classic Season of Discovery. Okay, so next is Diablo. So I went over the Midwinter Blight event in last week's episode. So just in the off chance that you need that episode, I will link it at the end of this video. That goes over the Midwinter Blight that is happening in D4. Also, some new season type stuff was in that episode. I thought we would talk about it because I was in there. I did a stream on the day it launched, and I'm just gonna say this is a massive farm. If you are interested in this event, I suggest getting started. There is a lot of items. They are pricey. And they are, in my personal opinion, they're mediocre. But if you're a collector and, like I'm a collector in WoW, so I imagine there is Diablo people that collect absolutely everything. I used to do that in D3. I haven't been much of that kind of collector in D4, but, I've been that person. So I imagine there's some of you. So if that is you want to start now because this is the rundown of it. So here is all the items, what they cost. You could see that it basically totals 450 midwinter proof. Here's the exchange rate. So if you're lucky enough to get 450 Red Cloak trophies, yay. Your blighted fragments, you'd need 135,000 this is if you only used one certain currency. So you don't need all of this. This is just if you used one certain currency to get your 450 proof. But yeah, you can see those numbers and they are high. Yeah. I did a 5-6 hour stream of it, and I was only able to get 4 midwinter proofs off that one stream, and I was just farming nonstop. Granted I was by myself, but yeah, you're in for quite the farm. And then the other thing I thought I'd mention is that there's a new Diablo 4 Amazon Prime reward. It is the Death's Burden Mount Bundle. So this bundle will be available until January 18th. And this is what it looks like. I will leave the link to the claim for this in the description of this video. So either you can go to Amazon yourself or you can go into the description and just click the link. Okay, so for Myst's weekly update, well, it was a pretty crazy stream week. This past week, I streamed 5 days, so Tuesday to Saturday. We were live with pretty much a different game each day. And this week's going to be a little more mellow with streams, mainly because Winter Veil's going on now, and I'm going to do some videos for that. I've been trying to, because I've had a lot of these events done before I became a creator. So as they've been coming back around, I've been trying to do a bunch of videos to kind of, just have something for those events on the channel. So you can expect that. I'm going to probably focus Winter Veil videos all this week. There will also be streams, though, probably just a couple of days this week. And then Saturday, I am going to do a Christmas stream. So I usually do a Christmas stream before, Christmas Day occurs. And Saturday is the day we're going to do it. So Saturday, December 23rd. And yeah, so that's my plan for this week. As far as accomplishments, I did loot that new Pepe toy. Basically, it's another whistle. It acts just like your regular Pepe whistle, except that it puts Pepe in a sleigh. So very cute. My only complaint is the sleigh is so bare minimum. Yeah, I wish they would have just decorated the sleigh a bit. But whatever. It's only day 2 at the time of me doing this WoW Weekly, so yeah, we're just starting on the Drake cosmetic. I don't have it yet. So that calls it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.